Pat's pals and Foxboro friends, what up, you humps? Happy Friday to one and all. It's a special impromptu TGI FITZY edition of FITZY Friends. We got a great show lined up for you guys, so grab a cold beverage and let's get ready for those hot generic opening credits. That's right. No expense was spared in the making of those opening credits. How you doing, everybody? Your old pal Nick, Fitzy, Steve here with you tonight. We are going to talk about a little bit of that Patriots release, full release, the Pat schedule, which probably threw up Pat's pants tents all throughout Patriots Nation, all over the world. Tom Brady is set to return on October 3rd. You have 143 days to continue your emotional doomsday prepping. I've been sick every single day. I've got morning sickness, MOURNING, and I can't handle. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm a basket case. I'm an absolute and complete wreck about all this. And then Tom Brady's dad, who once gave me a hug and bowed down to me at Harpoon Brewery in Boston and said, "You're a weirdo," and gave me a mini "We're not worthy." He poured gas on the flames, talking about the fact that the Bucs are going to come up and kick the Pats' ass. I am full of piss and vinegar like Gunnar Olszewski right now. So let's get to it. All right. Let's shout out to our sponsor tonight. Tonight's episode of Fitzy and Friends is brought to you by our good friends down at Vitamin C Brewing, 30 Moore Road in Weymouth, for some spectacular stouts, supreme double IPAs, super sours, and so much more. Visit the pride of the South Shore, my buddy Dino. Tell him Fitzy sent you. Vitamin C Brewing, and of course, follow them across all the socials at Vitamin C Brewing. This beer right here is, I think this is actually the favorite David Bowie song of tonight's special guest right here. Joining me right now, he loves to win because he's got the fantasy spin. That's right. He plays it fast and loose because he's got the swing juice, the one and only Steve Dakota Happas. What's up, guys?
Hey, and you know what? I fixed my swing this week, Nick, 2 82s this week. My 2 low rounds on the air, so I am pumped going into a weekend, and I'm going to be heading down to Pine Hills tomorrow morning to get another 18 in. Can't wait to play the Nicholas course, that is. So,
you're playing the Nicholas.
Yes. For some reason,
I got a high roller here Friday, everybody.
For some reason, the Jones course tears me apart. It's like one's my kryptonite, and the other would be, what's the word that, I guess my happy place? Mm-hmm. Nicholas course would be my happy place. So can't wait and get to do this happy hour, happy 30 minutes on a Friday.
Great to have you, guy. I enjoyed when we last met up here on Fitzy and Friends. We did an impromptu live stream a couple weeks back, the night before the draft, actually, because there was all that buzz and news about maybe Jimmy G matriculating his way back home. So we addressed that hot topic real quick. You had some nice scoopage there. Now we're a couple of days. I know. We were this close.
Collins.
I know. We were this close to your guy, and you were going to Dakota cash bomb people. Now he's the starting Mike linebacker in Arizona. The kid's so good and impressing so many people already. Apparently, they're going to dump one of their starting linebackers for him. You could have had your guy, but we got Mac Jones, which I'm pretty hype about. Real quick, what's your thought about Mac Jones before we get into the schedule and Brady's return?
So since I was all hopped up on wanting Collins, that I was against the Mac Jones draft. And I needed a few days to kind of like say, okay, am I okay with Mac Jones? And you know what? At the end of the day, if you told me he's going to be better than Cam Newton and he's going to start and be able to throw the ball down the field or check down the receivers, I'm okay with it.
Throw people open. If
That's
he can
correct.
be, as we were all hyped up for the Garoppolo return just a couple of weeks back, if he can be, let me use a football real estate term. If he can be Garoppolo adjacent, I'll be freaking psyched.
And stay healthy.
Yes, and stay healthy too, which he has for the majority of his career. Last Saturday on WEI, I had a chance to actually interview his Pop Warner coach, and he said that his competitive desire, his like feistiness, that little sociopathic something that we can all tell he's got, getting thrown out of female flag football games, barking at Saban, stop throwing bombs against this scout team. Hey, why don't you tell your defense to stop me? It's real. He was described as McEnroe-esque, his competitive streak growing up, playing tennis, playing golf, and playing football. That's what we need. I know Cam Newton has personality to spare, but he can't do it on the field. If this kid can do it on the field, be just good enough. And I'm not talking hello comments. I'm not talking about ABC, anyone but Cam, because if Cam's the quarterback, then I'm going to get behind him. But I think the kid's going to be great. I think we got a real one. I think we got a winner chicken dinner in Foxborough and Mac Jones.
I think if you told me that he was getting thrown out of those Pop Warner games for being too feisty, I'd actually turn a notch up a little bit. Then I kind of like him because we were all competitive back in the day playing BYB basketball and everything and getting teed up as like 12 and 13-year-olds. So I think that would show a good side. So we'll see what happens. My only concern is, how is he going to deal with the wind and the weather and being on a team that doesn't have elite offensive linemen, an elite running back, elite wide receivers? Because you can take Trent Dilfer and put him on a great team and he can win you a Super Bowl. This Patriots team doesn't have the same, let's say, talent above everybody else like Alabama did, right?
Let's make up a new stat, Dakota. They don't have the same, and we'll name it after one of our mom's favorite drinks. They don't have the tab, talent above Bama.
I like it. Oh, my God.
That's our new stat. Run with that. That's right here. Everyone, guys, this is your old pal Fitzy.
Hashtag.
Brought little VSB. Your old pal Fitzy and Dakota Happas. That's your gift tonight. There's your new analytic. Tab, talent above Bama. Does Mac Jones find his way under center on a Patriots team that has tab, talent above Bama? Because you're right. I mean, who the hell isn't going to go 41 tutties and 4 picks with 4,700 yards when you got Waddle and Smith and you've got Najee Harris and then you got 2 freaking offensive linemen taken in the first round as well? I'll say this.
Yeah.
The kid, I know everyone talks about and it's such a New England thing. Like, have you guys seen how smart this kid is? He taught Billy O'Brien. Sarkisian and said he's like the smartest thing he's ever seen. He taught Billy O'Brien the Bama playbook. Not for nothing. I think Billy O'Brien's kind of a numbnuts because he yelled at Brady. But, he's got a freaking master's, a minor, like he does actually. And he's got 2 bachelors as well. So the kid is smart and processes quickly. That's what, in that Bill Belichick 1991 QB description, everything that Belichick has always wanted. Gronk was his prototypical Bavaro tight end. We'll see if Jonnu and Hunter can work out. Mac Jones is like the Phil Simms-esque quarterback he's been chasing.
So I've been thinking about something else, about the Bill Belichick thought beyond, digging deep. And I came up with something that I'm going to break right here in this happy hour.
I want it right now. Right now.
Bill Belichick, another reason why he drafted Mac was because he doesn't need the money. His dad's a billionaire. You had Brady that had all this money that was Giselle. So when it comes to contract, if Mac can be around here forever, hey, don't worry about $35 to $40 million. I've got $1 billion being left to me from my dad. Don't worry about it. I'll sign a friendly long-term contract so New England can still be New England and he can Brady-ize his contract.
Well, you're telling and Robert Kraft, when I had a chance to talk to him in advance of the Patriots draft party that night, he kept preaching value and how important it is not only to have a talent that you want in the first round under control for those 5 years, but also to find value that you can hold on to that allows you to continue to team build, which explains exactly why ultimately, sadly, things blew up between Brady, Belichick, and Kraft. But at the same time, why that 2013 conversation on Robert Kraft's private plane about Brady, can you take less money because I'll make sure that you're always surrounded by a quality team and winners. Makes all the sense in the world. I mean, I knew the Joneses. I knew old McCorkle was, well enough off. I didn't know that he's going to be like gifted $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
He'll play for freaking free. He'll honestly, he'll play for chocolate chip cookies, which, by the way, his delightful girlfriend, Sophie Scott, the new queen of Pat's Nation, apparently makes a hell of a chocolate chip cookie. Girlfriend, you keep making those Mrs. Fields level cookies. Cookie Mom, by the way, friends with Silver Bullet, one of the better fans in Pat's Nation, will be happy to make Mac Jones all the cookies he needs if he throws tutties.
So first of all, I don't follow many people on Instagram, but I did follow her.
Mm-hmm. She's a delight.
I need you to find out something. So I was at the Encore Casino. I forget what night, Tuesday or Wednesday night of this week, and I was eating at Fratelli's, and there was this guy, tall.
Is that restaurant named after the brothers in the Goonies?
I don't know, but I mean, you would bring it back to the Goonies anyways.
Know your audience, guy.
I know. So anyways, so here's a guy in the middle of the bar area with a big smile on his face, people coming over and congratulating him. He's with this really good looking girl. And it didn't dawn on me that was Mac Jones. I think I was sitting. I know. I think
How did you not go get a distance?
I don't know. He kept turning around. I was with my girlfriend, the lovely Miss Stephanie, who is smoking. We all know, at least I think so anyways. And he kept turning around, looking at me, Stephanie, and the two other guys I was with. We were sitting right next to him. And it didn't dawn on me that it could be him until I woke up the next morning. And I'm like, who the hell was that? Oh my God, that might have been him. and here's the funniest thing about it, if it was, because I need confirmation that it was him. I looked at some pictures. The only thing that tells me that it wasn't him was he had his hair. Like, I gel up the front of my hair. Right. And in every picture that I've seen of him, he has no gel in the front of his hair.
No, he's got that nice, like, from the dimple little chin, the smile, nice little, just like his tufted out hair. He's got that like all-American Letterman kind of look about it.
I know. But maybe that one time somebody said, you know what, gel up your hair, because he was about 6'3". He was fit. He was dirtyish blonde, big smile. But people kept coming up to him, congratulating, giving him hugs. And I'm like, and then one guy with like a cowboy's mask came up and gave him a big hug. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, it didn't resonate, like I said, until the next morning. So I'm trying to work my back channels to find out if he was actually next to me at Fratelli.
That would be insane. And if so, your retro disappointment and not having lows.
Because here's the funny part of this. After Drew Bledsoe, the week that he got drafted by the Patriots, I was on Lansdowne Street at Venus de Milo, and who is there with three of his buddies from high school was Drew Bledsoe. And so I was at Drew Bledsoe. I was at Lansdowne Street when Drew Bledsoe was there. Secondly, I was at the Rack after Brady. He was out there at the Rack in downtown Boston after the Brady got drafted. And if I was actually in the presence of this quarterback, it would be like 20 years or 25 years or 30 years. When was Bledsoe? 91, 92?
Bledsoe was 93 to played through 2001 and was traded to
so
Buffalo.
I'm still trying to find out if he was at Fratelli that night. That's it.
All right. Well, the mystery continues. We'll have to find out. Your boy Steve Dakota Happas does not know if he was actually dining next to Mac Jones this week, but we know that they're actually in town. The rookies are for the May 14th to May 16th minicamp, which is pretty sweet. They're getting down to work, and they got a hell of a schedule coming up. By the way, this is my favorite comment so far. We should figure out a prize to award to comment of the night whenever you're on, dude. Maybe a swing juice shirt or something.
We got plenty of stuff for plenty of swing juice gear, Major League Baseball players stuff, swing juice, X-Man, Kike. I can't even do it. See, this whole restream video thing is backwards.
Silas Rutley, is this the broadcast when you're giving out 2 tickets to the Bucks games? Sorry, no. We've already. Oh, dude, there's also somebody. Look at this. Somebody has a GoFundMe. They're trying to make enough. Someone actually is running a GoFundMe. There's even a hyperlink later on in the comments.
Wow.
They have a GoFundMe to make enough money to buy tickets to Ragnarok. Tom Brady's return. All right. So, hey, happy Friday to you, Timmy Borden, Timmy Boom Sauce. Cheers to you, brother. And let's see, our pal Frankie Wheelock. I just can't wait to attend a few games. Starting August 12th with the first preseason game. I can't wait to either. I want to be in traffic. I want to like wait in line. I want to deal with massholes and New England nitwits all over. I can't wait as well. We've seen the schedule. Sidebar to that. Great job, NFL. Apparently now there's a legal schedule tampering period, Dakota, because we knew the freaking schedule at like 12:30 that day, and the NFL Network has like schedule release show 2021, and we already knew it in advance. But anyway,
so can I say something about the schedule release? This is know how like in
the whole pomp and circumstance. By all means, play it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, cheapest ticket right now for Pat's Bucks, which maybe we'll get you at. I'll be there. Hello, Zudi. Thank you. Cheapest ticket right now is $1,600.
Wow. So this is what I think. You know how there's always been these leaks about schedules and this and that and who they're playing? What Bill Belichick should have done is send out like 20 different schedules internally to each of the guys that would get the schedule and have 20 different combinations so he knows whatever gets leaked, he knows where the mole is inside the Patriots organization.
Oh, that's next level. That's so Belichickian.
Yes.
That's next level, dude.
Because we did see a bunch of different variations of the schedule.
That's exactly what he should do.
Yeah.
All right. So we see the schedule comes out. Patriots open at home Sunday, September 12th, 4:25 against Miami. Week 2, they go to Dread Life Stadium and take on the Jetropolitans. Week 3, they're home against the breezeless Taints. And then week 4, 'tis Ragnarok, the war to end all mankind. Brady versus Belichick. It's Bo versus Luke Duke. It's the battle to end all battles, the war to settle some sort of score. I don't want to see it. I don't know what to do about it. I'm still sick in the head, the heart, the gut, and everywhere that counts. Like, honestly, dude, like I would rather watch I'd rather watch my grandparents watch porn than watch Tom Brady try to beat the Patriots. And just think about it. That's a long, disgusting hole to go down. But you know what? If you think about it, you come home and like, my God, Granny, you know, RedTube.
I don't know. That just triggered something in my mind about me watching Fraggle Rock when I was like not in my like young age where I was supposed to. Like I was a teenager and I put on Fraggle Rock and I'm like, oh, what's this? I'm like, no, I shouldn't be watching Fraggle Rock at like 14 or whatever.
Oh no, you also shouldn't have been me watching Cinemax when I was 12, and I would always find a way to stay up latest on a Friday. But I digress. The Emmanuel movies, I can celebrate the entire catalog.
Emmanuel in Bangkok, which one was your favorite?
Emmanuel gets a second degree. Emmanuel gets a night job. Emmanuel learns. There's so many. Emmanuel goes to Bangkok's by far the best.
Yeah, the best. But do you remember how you have to take the aluminum can and you have to put it into the cable box to unscramble like all the channels?
Are you kidding me? Well, actually, double sidebar. My mom was one of the people who bought from some company in Minnesota. We were the family that everyone used to come down to their house to watch like the fights and the pay-per-views. My mom paid $250 for the scramble box. We had everything. I grew up with every channel. Oh. That's right, Frank.
Yeah. We all had that friend. We all had that friend.
I had all the WrestleManias. I had all the Tyson fights. I had all the Skinamax. I saw it all. That's why I'm such a jaded, twisted, towny son of a bitch, because I've seen it all at this point now. There's not like if Tom Brady says like I know all the answers to the test. Well, guess what? I'm the one who's seen all the depravity that exists out there in the first place. So you're welcome, audience. All right, back on the schedule. So we got Dolphins first, then the Jets, Saints, and then we work our way up to
the Yuccaneers.
Oh God, the Gronkaneers, the biggest ticket, the biggest game in recent memory, not since 2007. Undefeated Patriots at the undefeated Indianapolis Colts. Has there been this big a regular season game for the Patriots? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to seen this a little bit later in the season, like in the middle of December, so it could be snowing wind and Brady could, take back some of those comments. He said, I hate the weather up in New England, and have the weather play an element part of the game. But, I mean, I don't know. I think the schedule, everybody agrees that I think they put this right where they want to. There's a couple of warm-up games leading into it. I think by the third or fourth week, there is some fatigue, NFL early season fatigue, and this kind of like, because you have that initial week and there's 2 Monday night games, and then by the third or fourth week, you've got so much football and you've watched everything. There's that little bit of a drop off usually,
right? Like,
and I think,
I've had. It's like when you go to a Brazilian steakhouse and you just like there are so many swords with so many meats in the first 10 minutes. You're like, I can't. I need to take.
Be careful doing this because you're doing okay. Because that might not. I know you're talking about watching movies and stuff, but
that'll probably end up a GIF someplace.
Okay.
So, yeah. So like I see that fatigue, but I didn't think of this until some intrepid mind put it out in the muck of the Twitterverse, but I thought the game was going to be like early November, like that's your sweeps month. That's when you get the big ratings, and TV's trying to set their ad rates and everything else. It had been leaked that maybe it would be Thanksgiving night, which I thought was too much for 2 reasons. Because A, I can't imagine anyone else could have eaten that night. I know I'm not going to be able to eat that day, if not that whole. I'm not sleeping between now and then in the first place. I can't eat that day or maybe that whole week. And B, can you imagine if it was Thanksgiving night? The Tom Brady returns game on Thanksgiving night at Foxboro. The fucking town of Foxboro would be on fire from all of the grease, from all of the turkey fryers gone awry and all of the parking lots. I mean, it's been a disaster, but it's week 4 because
I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that they can get it and get out of it, so it's not a distraction just overhanging.
Like, so you want to just get it over with? Yeah,
I'd rather just get it over with, and then either way. If Tampa Bay loses or the Patriots lose, you got the whole season to recover. You can put it behind you, and then maybe, just maybe, we have a Super Bowl rematch of Tampa Bay versus New England, like further down the season.
Attaboy. See, I too would rather at this point, now that you mention it, A, get it over with, and then B, when someone mentioned this, that it's really all about the fact that Brady needs 1,156 yards to break Drew Brees' all-time passing yardage record. That's 1,156 yards. If you divide that by 4,
do the math.
If you divide that by 4, it's 289 per game. Okay. Last year, Tom Brady averaged 289.5 yards a game, which means that he will be on statistical pace to win the all-time passing yardage record in front of his fans, the true fans, us, Pats Nation, at Gillette that Sunday night. And that makes a ton of sense. The NFL is actually doing the Pats a solid in a lot of ways, dude, because now Brady will get his victory lap. People are going to feel weird about seeing him come out. He's going to be clinical and businesslike. I don't think there's going to be there'll be the video montage. He'll take his helmet off and wave. There'll be a big Brady chant. But when he breaks the record, that's when they'll stop the game. I don't think he'll breeze it up and have the whole family come down and take a 20-minute break, but there'll be a break in the action.
Right.
And then the fans are just going to lose their shit. We're talking just like fireworks going off, people having babies in the aisle, the whole routine.
Yeah. See what I would do? I would say we're going to do a whole halftime dedication and make him come out for halftime and then come there and then like just throw off his whole entire, mid-game preparation to come out for the second half. That's what I would do.
I saw I was at BJ's yesterday doing a little dad style big box bulk shopping. Sidebar, BJ's still the most disappointingly named store in the world. So I'm at BJ's.
What does it stand for anyways? What is BJ? Is it Billy Joe's or
Big Job?
Big Job? Is that what it is?
Maybe it's just somebody who just liked buying large quantities of stuff named Billy Joe.
Or maybe they were a big fan of BJ and the Bear back in the day.
Brad Joseph. You never know. Yeah, and who are the Costco's? So I'm at BJ's and I saw this whole giant rack of like bulk size Econo plastic straws, and I took a picture and I put it on my IG stories and I said, I'm going to buy this entire pallet of plastic straws and dump them at the stadium that night just to try to throw Brady off. Just any one thing. Like, I'm not going to boo the man. That's Tom freaking Brady. He's the greatest thing that ever happened to me outside of my own freaking kids and beer. But at the same time, like, I can't believe. Do you hope he loses?
I'm going to root for the Patriots. I already rooted for Tom Brady all year. Okay, every week, Nick, every week, I rooted for Tom Brady. It got to the Super Bowl. I rooted for Tom Brady. When it's against the Patriots, I'm going to root for the Patriots, and Tom Brady will be my root every other game other than that.
Dakota, here's a great point by Stephen Tower. If the Bucks win, Brady becomes the 4th player to beat every team. And I think it'd be the first quarterback to beat every team.
Yeah, I knew that. That's what it was. I wasn't the 4th, but the quarterback, he'd be number 1, right, to beat every team. And I think there's only one stadium that he hasn't won in. Is that SoFi? Would that now be SoFi, I think? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he went out and he won at Allegiant, the Raiders' new stadium last year.
Yeah.
They absolutely kicked the Raiders' ass. Sidebar to that real quick. Did you see that tweet this week that the Raiders are going to have a nightclub complete with a DJ in one of the end zones at Allegiant this year?
I mean, I go to dinner and I hope there's a DJ and dancing while I'm eating dinner. So to me, I would love it. So
you need to go. Like that is just like I thought of you immediately, number one, because I felt like, oh, dude, Dakota is gonna love football, great food. The stadium is legitimately right off the strip, and now they're gonna have a nightclub in the end zone. My initial reaction was I was trying to think like, what would they do in Foxboro? So my take on it was, what if the Pats opened up like a branch of the Foxy Lady in one of the end zones?
So I went down to the Antonio Brown's only game as a Patriot in Miami. I think I've mentioned that before.
Oh, 42-0, baby.
So I'm sitting there and I look, and at midfield I see Liv, and it's the Super Bowl. Super Bowl? It was going to be hosted there, whatever it was, in Miami, right?
J-Lo, Margarita, Jimmy.
Yeah. So was it? Yeah. So there's also a Live nightclub at the Fountain Blue. I thought there was a nightclub in the stadium, but they were just promoting the Super Bowl because of the LIV, and it really kind of threw me up. I'm like, wow, there's a nightclub actually here. So if I'm like on the guest list at Live, I could actually go to, a Miami Dolphins home game and go to a club. Or maybe they do have a club there. I don't know. When I was down at the Miami Heat game,
it's too small. No, they redesigned it. It's way nicer than it was 10 years ago. They put a ton of work and a lot of money into it just to get the Super Bowl, but there's no nightclub there.
The Heat have one in their stadium. There's a nightclub underneath the one of the hoop stand. We can call it end zone. Yeah, but because when I was at the Heat Celtics game 2 years ago, I met someone that was from this area. And she goes, oh, what are you doing after the game? I'm like, we got nothing to do. We're down in Miami. She says, oh, why don't you come with me? So everybody was leaving for the exits, and we walked down to the floor and then down into some dark door. A curtain pulls back, and there's a huge nightclub.
You got lucky that worked out for you, guy, because usually that ends up with you waking up 6 hours later with like a Sharpie drawn over the organ they harvested.
Put it this way. If you saw the girl, that invited us.
Right. Okay.
I could have passed out. Well, actually, I would have wanted to know what's going on.
And by the way, our boy Douglas, who runs the Pats Discord and Reddit up in Canada, stands for best jobs.
Oh.
There you go. So good to know.
So good to work for, or the other things that you were talking about?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, because that doesn't make sense.
All right, two other quick schedule reactions that I wanted to get your take on. Number one, what is your favorite stretch now that we know that we have to prepare for the next 143 days for our emotional doomsday with Brady returning?
Why is that a doomsday though? I'm excited for it. I'm waiting.
I am excited for it. No, there'll be no greater theater. It's just it's disgusting to see. The stadium is going to be full of Tampa TB12 jerseys. I don't want to root against Tom Brady.
But you're not going to root against Tom.
No, you're going to root for the Patriots. I want the Pats to win, damn it.
I know, but you know what?
By proxy, I'm rooting against Tom Brady Sr., who I also love. Thereby, I am rooting against Tom Brady that night. I have to go on record and say I want Tom Brady to lose a game.
Are you going to feel the same way when Mookie Betts comes back into Fenway?
Oh, please. How dare you compare Mookie Betts? That's like a good bite of beef jerky compared to like a 200-day dry-aged steak. Stop that. Okay. And Mookie Betts is a supremely talented baseball player, but
or something even more on topic. Zdeno Chara coming back to the Bruins this weekend.
Oh, Christ. I can't believe we got to deal with the fact that the Bruins are like, this is going to be an epic. Talk about an epic opening round series, just to give this 20 seconds of lip service. Yeah. Bruins Caps was lit all season long. Tom Wilson can fuck all the way off. I have never wanted anybody to get hit with a blimp full of broken chandelier glass and dildos more in my entire life. That guy sucks from Shanghai to Scituate. He's such a certifiable piece of shit. And then there's Chara, who makes me yearn for those good old days, and I wish he had more than one ring as well.
Yeah.
And I think this Bruins team, like Taylor Hall, dude, Dakota. Taylor Hall is the Randy Moss of 2007 trade for the Bruins. This kid is killer.
He is. And that's why I think they're going to actually win the Stanley Cup, and I'm giving away 10 grand if they do. So,
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Oh, that's the new cash
bomb? The Dakota Cash Bomb giveaway on Twitter. I'm giving away $10,000 if the Bruins win the Stanley Cup. 5 winners will win $2,000 each. And the last time I did this big one, it was the Masters, and Dustin Johnson actually finished more than 17 under and gave away 10 grand.
Phenomenal.
So
benevolent and generous, your emperor in Braintree is, everybody. I love in the Patriots schedule. I love there's a stretch from week 9 to week 11. They go at Carolina. If Cam is still playing, Cam's homecoming.
Yeah.
Then they come back and they play Cleveland. By the way, Cleveland, my sneaky AFC representative pick.
I don't think they're sneaky anymore. Last year they were my pick to win that division. But,
dude, the land is loaded, Dakota.
Yeah.
They are loaded.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they could easily play Kansas City in the AFC Championship game if the Patriots don't get there.
Yeah, and they got screwed last year in that game with that terrible call where Sorensen hits the receiver. I think it was like Peoples-Jones or whatever. He's going in the end zone. It was a helmet-to-helmet hit. They played them tooth and nail the entire game. I can't believe Chad Henne helped them win that damn game. That was ridiculous. But they're loaded. Their defensive line is scary. They made improvements all over on both sides. So, and then week 11, Thursday Night Football at Atlanta at the ATL, site of Super Bowl 53. I think it's a great stretch. That's a super fun stretch before the Pats get to December. And this is the other one. You finish against the Dolphins in January 9th, 2022, and you got 2 games against the Bills in December. That's some hot shit. That's going to decide the division.
But do we need Amazon to watch that Atlanta Falcon game? That's the Amazon game?
Yes.
So we can only watch it on Amazon. How's this going to work?
It's exclusive the year after that. I think it's still
so it's like in partnership. It's like these restream. They can go to multiple channels.
Yes, exactly. Like the fact that this is on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube.
Right.
And
so basically, the NFL is going to be restreaming their game that night.
It's exactly. Yeah, basically, the NFL is now doing the equivalent of a Dakota FITZY Friday night happy hour football chat.
I'm glad that we can lead the way. We can be leaders.
I think that's a great stretch. Patriots make the playoffs. Patriots win the division, or Patriots miss the playoffs.
Patriots are loaded. They are absolutely loaded, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted Garoppolo here, because if Garoppolo was here, it takes away the question marks, and Cam would have been your backup, and he's a viable backup in case Jimmy G did go round. So the Patriots are definitely going to make the playoffs. They're too talented not to. And this season, with fans in the stands, there's no excuses. Their offensive line is going to be healthy. Their defense is stacked. Hopefully, Hightower can give them another year. And this is like one of the reasons why I wanted my boy Zavon, is because of the Hightower big question mark. And without him at inside linebacker, he's that missing link to that whole defense.
Yep.
And as long as Hightower can stay healthy and be productive, and someone can throw the ball to a receiver, the Patriots should make the playoffs and at least win a playoff game, and then face either the Browns or Kansas City to figure out who's going to go to the AFC Championship game.
I got him. Yes, I'm a Pats honk. Yes, I'm a homer. Yes, I'm a Foxboro fanboy. I'm dyed in the wool, and I make no apologies about it. I'm a Pats fan. I live in an apology-free world. 12-5.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and you know what? The Jets are better. Miami is definitely reloaded. Matt Chatham had a great point this morning on Twitter. It's a great thing that
okay. So you say 12-5, but if we were going to do the Mike and the Mad Dog, looking at the first game,
that's a good job by you, Dakota. That's a good job by you.
Loss. Yeah, that's a loss. That's a loss. That's a win. That's a loss.
Yeah.
That's a loss.
I'll run through it. You want to do it?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to know how you get to 12-5.
All right, week 1, Miami.
Yep.
Win. You shout them out. I'll Mike Francesa them to you.
I think they lose the opener to Miami. Miami has their numbers. I got it.
Son of a bitch. This is the last time you will ever appear on my live stream.
It's a loss.
Son of a bitch.
It's a loss.
No, and this is the point Chatham pointed out earlier that makes a ton of sense. Miami integrating a lot of new talent on both sides of the ball. They might make the playoffs. For all we know, the AFC East might have 3
4
teams to go to the playoffs. Not 4. Jeez.
It's a loss.
They were 10-6 last year. The Pats are markedly better as well. No Will Fuller week 1. They have no linebacking core. The running game and the Boston TE Party 2.0 should run roughshod on them. They might lose to them. I have them losing. Spoiler alert, I have them losing to them in January. Yeah. But I have them beating them week 1 in Foxboro. Okay, so I say W. Okay, week 1 W. Okay, week 2. Jets.
Win.
That's a win, dog.
Yeah.
Week 3, home against the Saints.
I got a win. Huge win against the Saints. Yeah. 2-1.
Gotta eat that W.
Yeah.
Week 4 against the Bucks.
I'm going win.
That is a loss.
I'm going win. How could
that is a hard fought? That is that is an emotional win.
Let me tell you something.
Hard fought loss.
Let me say. Hopefully, this can archive. Okay.
Yeah,
because I was one of the only ones that said that Brady could compete at 45 just as well as he did at 38, and that's going to hold true, and also get the 50. I think that the emotion is going to be so high for the Patriots defense to go after that team, and the preparation to stop Tampa is going to be at an all-time high. That is going to be the Bill Belichick Super Bowl of all Super Bowls and mean more to him and his team. And the Patriots are going to beat Tom Brady. As much as I love Tom and I'm going to root for him, the Patriots will win that game. Mark my words. That's going to happen.
Sorry. I'm just bathing in everything. You know who I am right now, Dakota? Like, exactly. On that dip of me earlier, I am, to use favorite Twitter pics, I'm the picture of the guy's face frozen like this with like the washing machine set to like load at 10 behind. Like, if Bill Belichick does, as some have hoped, and puts on one of those master classes, like first time he faced Bledsoe in Buffalo, and he had the entire front 7 never get in 3-point technique, like they stood up, and like Bledsoe was just like, "What the fuck is this? I don't like Bill. What are you doing?" He was completely confounded the whole time.
Yeah.
Like but how do you crack the Brady code? That's the question. Oh my God, you're right. This is such good theater. I can't wait.
And you know what? The other thing too is if they can crack the Brady code against Tampa, that's going to open up all the other defensive coordinators for the rest of the league to follow suit. And so Brady might run into some trouble right after that game after the Patriots stomp him.
All right, that might be a bit much, but stomp him. Just live.
All right, so that's a win. So I got him at
Bradley Cooper and take a pill of your confidence and live limitless just for a night. All right. Okay, so I got a loss.
All right.
We're moving on.
Okay. I got him at a loss. That's a loss.
All right. At Texans, that's a win.
That's a loss.
Against? Were you shitting me?
It's going to be a hangover day. They just beat Tom Brady.
Okay, fine. We have the same record. Fine. I got a win. You got a loss. Fine.
Okay.
Next week, Cowboys,
Dallas.
Cowboys at Patriots.
That's a win. There's no way they're going to lose to the Cowboys at home.
No. 5-1. Okay. Week 7, Jets at Patriots.
That's a win. That's a win.
Zach Wilson, before he figures out how to play quarterback in the NFL, will have had to have dealt with Bill Belichick and his revamped 2021 Patriots defense twice. Not happening. Sorry, Zachy. Suck on that, Mormon. All right. Halloween, Pats at Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Chargers. I like Justin
Herbert in that one too. I have a surprise. Like this is the Hunter Henry's homecoming. This is actually this is an L for the Pats. Surprise.
Yeah. Justin Herbert, second year. I think he's going to be dynamite. SoFi. You know.
Oh, SoFi with fans. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we both have them at this point. They're 6-2 at the almost halfway.
I have them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-3.
Oh, okay. Well, again, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Patriots and Panthers, week 9. I'm definitely going to this game. I hope to see a bunch of you guys there. And in the comments or on Twitter at FITZYGFY, let me know what road games you guys are going to so we can hopefully do.
If you go to the Carolina game, I'd like to go to the Carolina game. Oh, wait a minute. That's not at a good time for me. The main event at the World Series of Poker is that week.
Oh, guy, it's such an
Yeah.
easy flight too. It's an hour and a half each way.
Maybe. I got to
Nothing.
check it. I think that's November.
My
That's the
cousin has
World Series.
my cousin lives 10 minutes from the stadium.
All right.
We've got a sick house. Oh, a great beer scene, great food, great fans. By the way, in terms of Pat's fan clubs across the nation, the
Yeah.
North Carolina Patriots fan club, awesome. Oh my God, the events that weekend will be off the charts. I cannot wait. I hope some of them.
Right.
Will
So do you have them as a win?
That's a dub against
Yeah.
tough ass football team. Yes.
Yeah, so probably Mac Jones throws 4 interceptions against the Chargers. That's why they lost. And he has like a banged up thumb. And Cam Newton has to start to go back to Carolina. So it's the Cam Newton return game.
Oh, Cam Newton returns. Superman returns.
So
Shitty
it's a
movie,
win.
great
I've got a
football game.
win for the Patriots. Cam Newton's going to get this team motivated. They're going to play for Cam that day.
And then next week he gets his doors blown off when they host the Browns at home.
Yeah.
The Browns serve up a nice 16-ounce container of lost sauce.
Yeah. That Cleveland game, I don't know. I just feel like Cleveland still has some Celtics DNA still left in them, so I kind of think that the Patriots might beat that Cleveland team at home. So I'm going to give them the W. I'm going to have them beating the Cleveland Browns.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I got a loss. I got a good game, but Cleveland finally gets the win that they felt like they got robbed of way back in 2013.
Yeah, so I got them at 7-3 at this point.
And I have them at 7-3 as well. Okay, now Thursday Night Football. Pats, Falcons.
Short week. They just beat the Browns. They're flying high. If Matt Ryan is healthy, I actually like the Falcons in this game.
Our first look at Kyle Pitts, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, people aren't
Julio
giving.
Jones by that point will have been traded to the Patriots.
Maybe
Julio's revenge game.
Maybe, but Ridley, I don't know. I just sometimes these things are. You don't have Tom Brady going in a dome anymore. You got
right.
Cam or Mac. I just think that's a weird game because you got Tennessee. You just finished in Cleveland and you've got Tennessee. Now, if they lose to Cleveland, I think they go into Atlanta and win. So, but I got them as a loss at Atlanta.
Okay, so then we move on to
Tennessee.
Move on. We are on to Tennessee at home. That's a win. Sorry,
that's a win.
Tennessee.
That's a win.
You want to talk about a team that is like in line for a swoon? They lost a lot on defense. They lost a lot on offense.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vrabel.
And it's going to be snowing like cats and dogs, and the Patriots will win 55-0.
Oh, that's Thanksgiving weekend too. Ready, willing, and Vrabel to suck it. All right, now we get into the meat of it. Pats at Bills. Week 13, Monday Night Football, Dakota. I'm going to try to go. Tables will be breaking. I'll be chewing on glass through the empty handles of Fireball. Just wings and beef on weck the entire time. I'm planning on gaining 20 pounds.
You can take this with you if you want.
Attaboy. Dude, you've got to go.
It is happy hour.
It is one of the top 3 pro tailgates. It's unbelievable.
All right. I'm in December 6th. I don't think I have anything on the schedule. I would have already won $10 million at the World Series of Poker.
Oh, yeah. All right. So you're treating. Okay. So
yes,
all right,
so we're all in.
We're taking your blimp up there. Okay.
Yes. Yes. No, that's not safe. No. You calling my girlfriend a blimp?
Stop that. Who gives a shit about safe? We're going to Pat's Bills.
Are you going to do one of those dives into the tables, or that's out?
That's off the top of a Winnebago that's on fire. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the fire would keep us warm because it is like December 6th. Anyways, I've got the Patriots getting crushed. They beat Tennessee 55-0. They lose 55-0 to Buffalo that day. So that's a loss.
It's not that bad, but they lose. Yeah, I got that as a loss too.
All right, so I got them at 8-5 at that point.
Okay, I have them.
My number's even right. I don't even know if I'm adding correctly. Let me get out the calculator again.
I told you there'd be no math. Patriots at Colts the next week. That's a TBD in terms of timing and scheduling. I have that as a win. Carson Wentz is going to tuck it and suck it, kick rocks without socks.
Nope, that's the loss. Colts are one of the best teams. They just need quarterback play. They're kind of like the Patriots. They have a great team.
They don't have one, so that's cool.
Okay, well, I think the Patriots have a great team. I think the Colts are really good. As long as Carson Wentz is in a new environment, I love the Colts. So I got them as that's a loss for me. So
the day after Christmas, Sunday, December 26th, 1 p.m. Bills at Patriots, the revenge game.
That's a win.
That's a dub.
Yeah.
We turn the clock. We turn the page. We turn the calendar to 2022, January 2nd, 1 p.m.er. Classic, just like Irish whiskey in the hot chocolate, like schnapps in the coffee, fabulous tailgate. Day after, you're still sort of drunkish. You just keep it going on a Sunday. Patriots against the Jaguars. Urban Meyer versus Belichick. Trevor Lawrence does not want to play when it's negative umpteen thousand degrees outside. That's a win.
Yeah, I can't see him coming up here to New England in 0-degree weather, hopefully, with all that wind. So that's a W.
And finally, January 9th, all the way with this now 18-week, 17-game schedule. January 9th, 1 p.m. at Jimmy Buffett, J-Lo, Margarita, Pro Player Park, Hard Rock Stadium, Pats at Dolphins, at Dakota's nightclub. What do you got?
I got a win. That's a win.
I got a loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses, 12-5.
I'm going to that game.
Doesn't matter. Well, just because, what are you, the lucky charm? I know you never go to football games,
but they won the last time I went. They're going to win again. I'm targeting that game. Who doesn't want to be in Miami in January?
I don't want to be in Miami in January.
Too bad Jacksonville the week before wasn't there. Then we could have went in Florida for like 3 weeks, right?
Oh God, yeah, that would have been amazing.
So what do I have them at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got them at 11 wins.
11-6. That'll make the playoffs. I got them at 12-5. I think they compete with Buffalo for the AFC East. We'll see if they actually make it. And then once they get to the playoffs, as our friends right here, like Gunja Boy says, we're going to the ship.
There it is, right there.
Right there. There you go.
I'm going to keep that up behind me. See how I do. Probably all of them wrong. I'll get one of the Jets games right. So I know I'm not going to lose them all. 12-5.
Just so everyone can see it. 12-5.
I thought you said we weren't doing any math.
All right. Well, I just wrote down some stuff.
And somebody's tuning in right now going, that's 17 games.
Fitzy actually writes in pencil. Last 2 things real quick so we can get you out of here and wrap things up because everyone needs to have a supper and get on with their Friday night and their weekend. I'm sure there is a prime steak and some casino action waiting for you on a Friday.
It's a Chateau. I'm actually doing takeout from Chateau. My son's turning 16. We're going to get Chateau and then cake from Montilio's, and that's it.
Guy, that's unbelievable. I actually I'm doing I made garlic bread and I did a little bolognese and I'm going upstairs with the fam to enjoy like a little comfort supper Friday night. Beautiful day. We'll maybe have a cocktail in the yard. Way to go. I love that.
All right.
Good for you. Happy birthday to your son, by the way. Cheers to go to.
He's in the office working. I got him over there right now in the other room.
Good. It's like an iPhone factory. Keep the young ones working over there. Did Brady Sr.'s comments matter to you this week?
No. What else is he going to say? You should see my mom when I'm out.
Thank God.
Listen, Fitzy, you should see my mom when I'm out, and she's 78 years old. If anybody looks at me the wrong way, her chest comes out, she starts over there, she wants to start fighting people in the bar. Like, these are what parents do. Their parents are all about their kids, and nobody can say anything bad about them or think that they're not going to conquer the world. So when his dad says that they're going to be 4-0 and run wreck shot over the Patriots, there's nothing wrong with that. It's his dad. Get over it, Patriot fans.
Tom Sr., he loves his boy so much. He doesn't care about Tom Brady's success and his affluence and his wealth and his celebrity. He just loves his boy. A dad, like I would always say, no matter how great the fan base had been, no matter how loyal I was to that team or the memories I made there, I would always get behind my guy. And also, by the way, he knows the fact that the Bucs are bringing back literally everybody and they had a good draft and they're loaded. So it makes all the sense in the world. It didn't bother me in the least. And that was another classic example of people just making something out of nothing.
You sports radio guys that are in studio.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. And last but not least, your tweet of the week, everybody. Thank you guys so much for the comments. We have literally hundreds of comments. We've had hundreds of viewers the entire time. You guys are the best Pats pals anybody could ask for on a happy hour edition of Fitzy and Friends. Your old pal Nick Fitzy Stevens here with Steve Dakota Happas. Last but not least, all right. Yeah. I thought you might have a take on this. So last night, I decided to. I was talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme for some reason last weekend on the radio a bunch with Mego, and so I thought, okay, I got to start rewatching these movies to see if it's actually worth all the hype and hoopla and bluster I put behind it on the radio. Mm-hmm. So I rewatched Time Cop. It's super shitty, but it's also really good. It's a great premise. The idea that people have the time travel is real and people go back to try to change the future and alter things for their financial and emotional benefit. But then the feds create a unit of a police unit to go back and stop them. And of all the fucking actors in the world to put in it, Jean-Claude Van Damme, who does the greatest kitchen split of all time, avoiding crotch electrocution when he jumps up and splits across the countertops. He's the star. Again, like I said, a good movie, kind of poor execution, super dated.
Wasn't that already kind of like, there was another movie that was out there that I think Tom Cruise was in, wasn't it? And that they knew something in the future that somebody was going to
12 years.
They were going to commit a crime.
Minority Report, which by the way still holds up and is a sick watch.
Yeah,
Minority Report, as Jerry Thornton said, you get Shawshanked by movies that you pass by on cable and you can't not watch. You'll get Shawshanked by a Minority Report if you tune in anytime. So
you want that remade? You want Time Cop remade?
This is my question to you, Dakota, for the win.
Yeah.
It's that I would say I want Time Cop remade, and I want it done right with modern effects, really good acting. Give me Ryan Gosling, who was great in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Maybe have Ryan Johnson, who did Looper with Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, have a forward-thinking director like that. Maybe have Christopher Nolan redo it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Time Cop and Last Starfighter are the two movies I want to see remade. What would you like to see redone?
I think there's only one movie that they need to remake, at least for me, and I think that'd be Showgirls. I want to see Miley Cyrus, Ashley Tisdale, Amanda Bynes, up on stage and swinging around the pole. What do you mean? What are you covering? What's wrong with that? Who wouldn't want a remake of a modern version of Showgirls and have like Elizabeth Berkley and Gina Gershon?
That's like remaking Citizen Kane. It's impossible.
Wow. No, Elizabeth Berkley and Gershon can be like the mamas or whatever, the ones that manage the girls.
Gershon. Oh my God. Her fastball. Oh.
Right? Why wouldn't you? Would you want to see Amanda Bynes up there or Miley Cyrus? I mean, Cyrus would kill it up there on stage, right? Yes.
A gritty, like maybe Steven Soderbergh, who made Magic Mike, does a gritty, sort of like realistic version of Showgirls.
Showgirls is my choice. Maybe we can make it happen. If I win the $10 million, I'm going to put $5 of it to the remake of Showgirls.
100%. I'll help you line up a writer and a director. That'd be amazing.
Now, we should open it up on Twitter in the comments. I name Miley Cyrus, Ashley Tisdale, and Amanda Bynes. List me or comment who would you want to see in the remake of Showgirls. That's what I want.
Okay. So he's at Dakota Happas. I'm at FITZY GFY. Let us know in the comments your predictions for the season, how emotionally torn you are. We already know how emotionally torn you are. I want your predictions for the season. I got 12-5. Dakota's got 11-6. I would like to know what movie you would like to see remade. I said Last Starfighter and Time Cop. Dakota said Showgirls. And if you have the time and the character space, who you would like to see in Dakota's $10 million World remake Series of Poker funded version of the Showgirls remake. Dude, I know we went long. Awesome time. Great hang, man. Tell us what you want to plug or where we can find you.
Oh, nothing. No, listen, you guys know I'm all about swingjuice.com. This cool apparel company that, we're trying to launch and be the next Travis Matthew or something else that everybody just wants to kind of wear and stuff. And we signed a deal with the Major League Baseball Players Association a couple of weeks ago where we now are making cool designer t-shirts for any of the players like Trout and Xander Bogaerts and Tatis, you can see right there.
Right.
And you can get them exclusively at swingjuice.com as well.
Awesome. So, great job, man.
Thanks for that plug anyway.
So absolutely. Swing Juice is golf lifestyle and then some. It's a way, it's a living. Hacker Nation lives. Swingjuice.com. Of course, you can visit store.townienews.com for all my stuff. And once again, thank you. And a shout out to our sponsor, Vitamin C Brewing. Look at this one right here. Check. I thought you'd appreciate this one. In addition to
nice.
That's the roller coaster at Paragon Park Peninsula.
Oh my God!
How cool is that?
Oh, now you're bringing back back stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to have another show and just talk about Paragon Park days,
dude. I will gladly do 80s. I'll do South Shore 80s with you anytime.
I'll leave it
here. That'll be nice.
I'll leave you on one thought. Paragon Park, the arcade. When the track and field game came out, you had to get the lighters and put them between your fingers and go like that and rub them real quick. And that would get the buttons that you would try to press to get the guys tracking and then do the jump over.
Right.
And that would speed up because you play against somebody and you just go like this. You can't do that as quick as you can with putting 2 lighters between your fingers and then rubbing them over the buttons. And you just like break all the records in track and field.
Oh my God. Oh God. That from Konami. That was one of my favorite games of all time, dude. What a great hack. I wish I knew that.
Yes.
Andor had a friend that had butts. I could have asked my dad for the freaking
I should have
letter.
moved away when I did. I was like too close to doing this. I should have been like over here. But hey, listen, you did this earlier, right? Now I did this.
We've all got our gifable moments in this. I think our work here is done. It's time to ascend to our Friday nights or our home planets. Steve Dakota Happas, your old pal Nick Fitzy Stevens. I will see you guys tomorrow on the radio from 1 to 3 on WEEI with Megan Ottolini. Of course, Dakota on the landline from Braintree. We'll be shouting out here and on the hub all week. It's been great talking to you guys. Thanks so much. We'll have some fun restream action next week as well. And until then, take care of yourselves, drink up, stay hydrated, go Pats. And in the words of my dad, don't go anywhere you don't need to go. Don't do anything you shouldn't do. And above all, do not be an asshole. Good night, everybody.